So to summarize, hiring doesn't make sense when you think that we just need to fill a position because we think that will, somehow, solve my problem somehow, right? You need to do it under just these two conditions, which is, can this hire buy me back some time, or can it unlock some sort of growth? Does that make sense to everyone? Now, for most people, right, if I'll talk about myself specifically, initially in the business, what will happen is, when you're talking about should I hire or your first hire, you will start noticing that you're doing a lot of tasks which are repetitive. How many of you answer your own emails daily? Raise your hands. Okay. How many of you, let's suppose, update Google Sheets or maybe send Slack messages to people to do a lot of stuff? No? Or WhatsApp messages? You do? Got it. How many of you are, doing things which are repetitive in nature, which even if you teach like an intern tomorrow, they can actually take care of the same? Right? Now, if you gain back that time, what do you think that can unlock for you?
Eventually more sales calls, but I don't have the leads.
But it will enable you to go figure out how to generate more leads. Maybe you can think, I now have time, I can film a new ad. I can maybe create more ads or work on my ads manager, film some content, do a webinar. Would that unlock that if you can get like 1 or 2 hours back a week? So for most people, that is what I recommend for going for like someone who can take care of a lot of operational work for you, right? As a founder of the organization, you should be like a best simple exercise that I can give all of you is do something called as track your time. So what I want everyone to do right after you go home is Monday, as soon as you start work, let's suppose you start work at 9. So 9 to 10, I want you to set one alarm, 10 to 11, another alarm, right? And so on and so forth till the time you work in 1 hour intervals. And then what I want you to do is, whatever you are doing in that moment, whatever task that might be, I want you to just put like that task name on a simple notebook. For example, doing sales call, one task, right? Another task could be replying to some customer email, right? Whatever that case might be, I want you to map that out by tracking your time. Then at the end of 7 days, what I want you to do is, you will actually come up with your whole diary of the things that you were doing. I want you to then eventually bucket those tasks, okay? And how you will bucket those tasks in these categories: marketing, sales, operations, finance, right? And basically the various kind of divisions you have. The number one thing that you have to get rid of is a lot of operational work, which can be taught to someone else very easily. Because this will give you a lot of leverage, this will give you a lot of time back, and then you can think about how do I do other things, right? And the most important activities of a business, in my opinion, would be sales, right? And of course, generating leads. And of course, ensuring that your customers are getting results, depending on where you are at. And that particular part should be the last thing you should let go. Does that make sense? It could be, for example, if you were doing ads, lead gen stuff, right? Then it could be ads. If you were doing pre-sales stuff, you could do pre-sales. If you were doing sales stuff, you could do sales. Now, within pre-sales, what you would realize is a lot of your time is going into sending messages. Just saying, for example, could that be taught to someone else, right? And delegated so that you get back that time. And maybe, let's suppose you open up your own calendar and start taking calls as well. Just giving examples. Could that add more revenue to the business, right? So this is how I want you to start thinking that within those 7 days, what are those tasks, right, that are taking most of my time? And then what I also want you all to do is ask yourself 3 questions, 3 simple questions. The first question is, can I automate this task? Okay, can I automate this task? That is the first question that you should ask, right? There's a lot of AI tools and everything available, right? For example, somebody reached out to me the other day and they were like, Rohan, I think I should hire setters. And when I asked them, what exactly are you doing, right? and they told me they have some like, instant form or Instagram funnel going on, right? Now that requires a lot of manual work. Now, if you hire setters, for example, just saying, right, that means now you have to manage another human being. But is there anything better you can do that will allow you to gain a lot of leverage? That means you could probably create a VSL, which will allow you to get a lot of filtered leads and save you time, and you don't have to do a lot of repetitive work. Another thing, I was talking to somebody, they were like, Ron, I spend a lot of time onboarding clients myself, right? Can you create a simple onboarding funnel which basically walks people through exactly the end-to-end process of your business, and then by the time they get on a call with you, you already have a lot of information about them so that you can begin serving them. But point is, how can you look at all these tasks that you have, and the first question that you should ask is, how can I automate it, right? Besides automation, the second thing that you should also do is, how can I remove this task, right? A lot of times what was happening is, for example, earlier last year, I was doing workshops almost like 1-2 times a month, right? It was taking a lot of time, it was taking a lot of energy for me, and I tried creating a lot of automations around it. I tried creating a lot of systems around it, right? But then the biggest thing was, what if I just remove it? And rather than just doing it every month, I do it every quarter. Did it change my business? It didn't affect revenue. In fact, we were more profitable, right? So similarly, first question you should ask is, can I automate it? Number 2, can I remove it? And number 3, only if you can't automate it or remove it, then you should consider hiring. And that is when you reach this stage. Because I would highly recommend for all of you to keep your business lean as possible, not have a lot of bloat. That is just not going to serve you in the long term.